Welcome to the Late Night Chat Network World Cup Select Shenanigans. Oh, I can't speak.
Shenanigans.
And this is our final episode, guys. Lots to
So
talk
sad.
about. So sad. It's always so bittersweet when a World Cup ends.
I know. I
And then you
know.
gotta wait 4 years. I think it's why we make such a big deal out of Copa de America and the Euro because it's like it keeps us
In
going
between. It's the
in
in between.
between.
Yes,
I
it's the in
still think
between.
it's stupid that you gotta wait 4 years for a fucking World Cup.
I don't know. Anyways, the craziness of this final was so like stamped as one of the best finals of all time. Maybe,
I agree. I
arguably
agree.
one of the
I
best
agree.
finals of all time.
I think the last time I enjoyed a final this much was Italy France when Zinedine Zidane
Or the
uh
headbutt
headbutted. That was a
seen around the
crazy fucking
world.
game too.
That
Oh
was
man,
great.
what a crazy game that
What a
was too.
what a way for Zidane to go out though.
I
That was like his
know, I know.
final
Italy won
match.
that year because they had a great defensive team.
Yeah, they always
And
do though. The Italians always
well,
have a
that's
great
that's their
defensive.
style.
Yes, yes.
They don't have the strikers. They've
Mm,
got uh
they have a few. They've always had one or two like star
yeah,
strikers, except
but I don't know. Like it's not like how Brazil's always got star strikers.
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's in your blood when you're born in Brazil. You're either a kick-ass dancer or you're a kick-ass soccer player.
kick-ass dancer. Oh God,
Seriously, there are I think it's the country with the most different genres of music, at least that I'm aware of. They've got samba, they've got funky, they've got
funky.
bossa nova, they've got oh yeah, you don't understand. They've got forró. They've got
Yeah,
so many different genres of music. It's so awesome. Yeah, I love
yeah,
Brazilian culture. I'm quite fond of.
yeah.
Um, I think Latin American culture in general, I'm quite fond of. Not just
Perfect.
Brazilian. I think
Perfect.
just yeah,
I feel
like
sorry. I just want to tell everybody we've recorded different shows, so I'm just wearing this shirt just because I am Peruvian and South American soccer and all that stuff. This isn't the same episode, and I'm wearing the
no.
same shirt. I've washed this shirt, so this shirt is clean. You know what I mean? Like it's not the same episode.
Yeah.
So just a heads up for anyone that's watching this.
Yeah. And soccer is a huge part of South American culture.
Yes, it's a
Yeah.
religion, as they say. It's a
Yeah.
religion.
So Italy, I think, has produced some of the best goalies, best
Oh yeah,
defensemen. Oh, yeah. Anytime I think of a great goalie, I think of Italians.
yeah.
They're fucking crazy good
Buffon. I
goalies.
think he's still playing, but I think he's in like a like a B
Yeah.
like a
Had they
B team.
qualified, for World Cup, this would have been his last
Oh,
international thing. Yeah.
oh yeah, definitely. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Donnarumma from the Euro just kind of you know outshined him now. Like he is
Yeah.
now the future of Italian goalkeeping.
I think
But
so. I
yeah,
saw a
Gianluigi
picture
would have been
of
amazing.
Figu, Ronaldinho, and Roberto Baggio. They were posed together. I don't know if you saw that pic.
All like old men, like shriveled up, like kind of
So
like
no, no. So Figu's still very fit. He's
yeah,
still
they
got
all
that
are.
ugly nose. No, 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 they're not. But he's still very fit. And then you've got Ronaldinho, who still looks like a 15-year-old fucking punk playing soccer. I don't know. He doesn't age.
Yeah.
And then you have Roberto Baggio, who's dyed his hair silver blonde, even his goatee, nice tan, and he's got the beer gut, but he no wrinkles, but he looks okay. I'm like, I didn't even recognize him. I'm like, wait, where's your mullet?
Yeah, like where did that go? It stayed back in the 90s, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because like every time I think of Roberto Baggio, I think of the mullet,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So yeah,
God.
it was okay. Let's get started with the semifinals.
Oh my God, the semifinals were. I mean, they weren't as
That was a
crazy
great,
as
no,
they,
the
they were great
Argentina,
matches.
yeah.
The Argentina Croatia match. Argentina Croatia. It was a great match. It's like Argentina, obviously, they came out and they displayed themselves. South America's finest. Like they were great. But I think that the match with the Netherlands, the game before that, was a
Yeah,
little
we
because it
had,
went into penalties.
yeah, it went into penalties.
Yeah, so that one to me
But there's
was
a
a little
very
more.
important thing that I noticed. A mistake that Argentinian coach did with the Netherlands
Yeah,
that they did in this final. And I'll explain once we get to the final talk about my opinion on that. Just one tiny mistake that really could have caused the game, either game for both the final
yeah,
and the
semifinal.
Netherlands game,
Oh, the
right?
oh the quarterfinal. Okay,
Yeah. So Argentina, Croatia, Messi fucking pulled through. We can't
of
fucking
course,
deny it.
of course.
He was his magician self on that field. He basically won that game.
Yeah.
He and Di Maria, they just play so well
Oh,
together. Yeah.
they totally do.
It's
Such
like Di
great like
Maria's up there
chemistry.
in age, right? I started, well, I'm Portuguese, so Di Maria to me is very well known because he played for so long in Benfica, and
Yeah,
he was a huge responsible factor on us winning so many championships.
yeah.
So I mean, Di Maria, I've always known. Actually, there are two more players that play for Benfica in Argentina right now. The joke is that Benfica won the World Cup because your star players, except Messi, all play for Benfica.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so that was that. And then we had France, Morocco. Let's talk
Oh,
about the magic of Mbappe here.
I know Mbappe is such a skilled, like young talent. Like he's still young and he's still got tons of career left in him. Like, oh my God, it's just
And
the
he's
start for
already
this.
got a World Cup under his belt that he was solely responsible for that year too.
Yeah,
He's
it's like
clear.
he
That
is
kid,
totally incredible. That the second goal that kind of solidified because France ended up beating Morocco 2-0. Unfortunately, I would have liked
yeah,
Morocco to advance. My
me
heart
too.
was telling me Morocco,
Me
but I
too.
knew in my mind France is gonna be this presence. Always, they're reigning champs.
Yeah.
That second goal that he just kind of passed, it's just like a pass that kind of came out of nowhere. And what's his face? I forgot what his name was. He was ended up, I think it was one of the subs. He ended up like tapping it in just to kind of
Yeah.
kill off Morocco.
I
It was
forgot his name
just
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
just an amazing feat. Like, it was incredible. Incredible.
Morocco didn't make it easy for them though.
Oh no, no. Morocco had so many
There's
there
a
was
reason Morocco kicked Spain and Portugal's ass.
yeah, they
Well, they
played
didn't kick their
so
ass. They
well.
barely won, but
Yeah.
their defense is fucking
Oh my God. No, but not only that,
ridiculous.
there was some moments like in the later half of the second, um, they had I think there was a one part where the guy did like a bicycle kick. I don't even know who the player was.
Yeah,
He did a
yeah,
bicycle kick
and
and it
it
hits off the
hit the
post.
post. Yeah,
And it's like, oh man. So they have incredible defense and they have incredible like little spurts of firepower. That's
so they have
amazing.
what they have really good. They don't have a great offense. What they do really well is their breakaways.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they've mastered really well. Which Portugal's missing this key player,
Luis
which is
Figo.
no Renato Sanchez. He plays for PSG
Yeah,
as well.
I remember you mentioning.
He's
Yeah.
the breakaway guy, and he
Yeah.
got injured this year and didn't make it to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's the reason we didn't beat Morocco and didn't get farther because that kid wasn't there.
Yeah.
He's a force to be reckoned with. You should see he came back injured from PSG and through three breakaways. The first day he got back from PSG's first game, 2 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Those
just
guys are
like,
those guys
yeah,
are
it's pretty
conditioned so
sad. It's
well.
the minute I heard pre thing, and I'm like, we're not going to make it to the finals. He's not there
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
team isn't complete without him. We need a breakaway guy, and these breakaways, we're not good.
We're not
without
that
him.
great.
I mean, we've got great strikers. I mean, like, fuck. Are you kidding me? Portugal has nothing but strikers.
Nothing but strikers. It's like anyone
We
can
got,
score
yeah,
from
anyone can
just
fucking
outside the
score.
box. Yeah.
Exactly. They're
Yeah.
great strikers. But the breakaway guy, the midfielder guy, is Renato Sanchez. I really do think that fuck he was missed. Hopefully he'll come to next World Cup. But yeah.
Yeah,
Anyhow,
hopefully. So that was a
France,
heartbreaker
Morocco.
for me because,
And then
Hakimi's a good
yeah,
player. The goalie, he's
that
born
goalie's
in
a wall.
Mississauga, apparently.
Yeah.
He's Canadian. And it's like, oh
Yeah.
man, what was it Bono, whatever his name
I
is?
don't know what his name is. Yeah.
So that was a heartbreaker.
I heard that too. That was a heartbreaker. But
Yeah.
hey, you can't take Mbappe's shine.
I know. You can.
You can't.
You
You
can.
can't.
So then the third place.
Croatia, Morocco. I'll be honest, I did barely watch that game. I mean,
I
I
missed it,
just watched the
unfortunately.
highlights.
Yeah,
I
I
had
missed
some
it,
stuff to do
unfortunately.
on Saturday, so I was like barely watching it.
Yeah.
And Croatia, I'm, you know, Modric at least got third place in his
Well,
final ending. He
he
got
got
what he
something.
got.
He's
He
going
got
he's going home
something.
with a medal.
Yeah.
All these Moroccan players are still pretty young, so they still have a future. Modric at least is going out with some sort of, medal with them.
Yeah.
They won 2-1, so I'm guessing it was probably a good strategical match, a little back and forth, a little of Modric's magic,
It was.
crossing
It
it
was.
in here,
From the
crossing it
highlights that I
in there.
saw, yeah. I'm I'm sad that it's the end of his career. That's
Yeah,
what I'm sad.
yeah.
I
Well,
think that breaks my heart.
he's such a presence with Real Madrid,
Oh
right? Like
yeah.
he's such an incredible.
Oh
He's
yeah.
able to like change the pace of the whole match and readapt and find these openings. So, it is kind of sad to see him go like this, but at the same time,
Yeah.
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. You can't play forever. Soccer
Yeah.
is not a sport that you can play in your 40s.
I mean, there's
Unless you're
always
Pepe.
I know Pepe. He never dies. Pepe never. He looks like he
And
died in 1995,
he's still
and
fucking running,
he's still
outrunning
running around.
everybody, man. The kid. And now we
Yeah.
come to the brilliant match.
Oh, the final. Oh, the final. What can be said about this final except it was such brilliance in terms of
I will
what
say this
you
before we
expect
start.
soccer.
Anybody who says soccer's boring has never watched a game like Argentina France.
So 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 practically, I'm just gonna skip forward and just say watch that match from the 80th minute. Because you can see Argentina score the goals and Argentina's pressing and all that stuff. They go up 2-0, and then shit happens. Shit
No, no,
happens.
no. Shit didn't happen, Lewis. Shit didn't
Typical
happen.
typical Argentina game though, eh?
Mbappe basically willed that game to penalty shots.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
That's what happened.
Yes.
Absolute magic happened. You see Mbappe throughout that first part of the game feeling he looks defeated, man. 2
He
nothing.
barely touched the ball. Barely.
He barely touches the ball. And then some fucking voodoo shit fucking happened. Okay? Because that kid realized, what the fuck am I moping about? I'm better than this. Give me the fucking ball. Okay? And that's
Yeah,
when his
it's
fucking
done.
magic happened.
So he scores
Done.
a goal. He scores a goal on a penalty because stupid Argentinian guy in the box. I mean, does a stupid play, ends up knocking. I forgot who it was. Ends up knocking him over, and then you know Mbappe scores a penalty shot, makes it two
Yeah.
one, and I guess because of that goal, it kind of staggered Argentina, and
No.
literally a
Here's
minute later. Literally a minute later, Mbappe scores the tying goal.
yeah. So wait. That's not what happened. Here's my perspective on things. And this is where I'm going back to the Netherlands games and mistakes.
Oh,
Okay? One word. Di Maria.
yeah.
Okay.
They subbed that
So,
motherfucker off.
so early in the game, the difference that Messi is as a player with Di Maria by his side and without.
Yeah, at
That's
like
what
the
I noticed.
60, yeah, at the 64th minute. I'm just looking up some stats, guys. Sorry. At the 64th minute, they subbed
Di
him
Maria
off.
was subbed. Okay. So when I tell you, it's like watching Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Okay.
Yeah.
Michael
Yeah.
Jordan wouldn't have scored half of his fucking shots if it weren't for Scottie Pippen.
With his rebounds.
Okay. Di Maria, it's like
He's Messi, Scottie
Timbaland,
Pippen.
Timbaland and Missy Elliott, Scottie Pippen and fucking Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you got when you have Di Maria and Messi. They in the Netherlands games, the minute they took out Di Maria, the game had to go to penalties.
It's so, yeah, it was very typical of an
And the coach
Argentinian
made the
team.
same
Yeah.
little fucking trade that ended up causing France to tie the game because I saw Argentina dominate
They were
and then
incredible. The
incredible.
first,
And then Di
yeah,
Maria comes out and all of a sudden, wait a minute.
the mood
What the fuck
changes.
happened to Argentina?
The mood changes.
Where's Argentina? I felt like the Saudi Arabian guy. Where's Messi? Honestly, as I'm not, and I want to make something clear. I am not taking anything away from the brilliance that is Messi, okay?
Yeah.
Because there is such incredible magic and brilliance, okay?
Oh,
But when you're working as a team, it's a machine.
yes.
And if you're missing a part, right, it's not going to work well.
Yeah.
And then you're up for luck. Okay. Basically, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Di Maria brings out the best in Messi. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, no, I
saw that.
agree.
I
I
saw
agree.
that.
Yeah.
I saw that. Like and then the minute Mbappe though, different story.
Single-handedly.
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 Yeah.
Single-handedly.
Mbappe is unstoppable.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time the star player of the losing team at a World Cup final wins the golden boot there.
He looked kind of not really happy winning it.
Oh my God.
But
again,
yeah.
same mistake with the Netherlands happened with the final. Had they not taken out Di Maria, would have never gotten penalty kicks. Messi would have scored another 2 goals, and that was it. Okay? You take out Di Maria, Argentina was no longer at par with France. France dominated. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. There was like no ifs, ands, or outs about it. Like that's the way things worked. Okay.
Yeah.
But then Mbappe came in with that penalty shot, which is Argentina's fault. You can't make fucking stupid fouls like that at a final. It'll cost you the cup. You can't fucking do that. They lucked out. They went to penalty shots. Okay. Because if it wasn't for that, they, like
It
France.
was nuts. It was nuts. So at
Yeah.
the end of regulation, at the end of like the regular time or whatever, Mbappe had scored all 3 of
A hat
Argentina's
trick
goals.
in the
Yeah.
final that hasn't happened since 1966.
Yeah. So a hat trick. He scored all 3, even
All
the
3
ones
goals.
counting in like the 100th and like 18th minute, because that's
Yeah.
still part of regulation. I
And
don't know why.
But if you add the stoppage time, it was something crazy, like 132 minutes. This guy was playing and he scores the 3rd fucking goal like it was nothing to him.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't even tired. Like
Yeah.
what?
It was like, it was one of those where like, they were tied 2-2, and then Messi scores that incredibly
incredible goal.
the one
Let's
where
not
it
take
like
away from
hit.
Messi. I know we're talking about him, obviously, but let's not take away from Messi here. Like,
It barely crossed the line, but it went over like a foot, obviously. So that's
Yeah.
in, and it pops out just as quick as it got shot in. So everyone's like, no goal, no goal. But it's like, no. It's clearly a goal.
Yeah.
and
It
literally
was
like
clearly a goal.
10
But
minutes right after.
by a little bit though, it was an offside.
Yes.
Just by a
A-
tad. Again,
Yeah.
little mistakes like that will cost you the fucking game. You
Oh
know,
my
you got to
God.
really be on top of your shit when you're playing a final there.
Yeah, and then France scores, and that's what drove them to pen. I was
Penalties. Yeah.
my heart was already like out of my chest. Like I'm
I
like,
think
I
I
don't
died twice. Like I
understand.
said, I died twice. Someone resuscitated me, and it just kept going and going and going. And I was insane. Like it was the whole, and they're dominated by Argentinian fans in that stadium.
Yes. There was
Something
about
crazy like
70%.
70 to 80%, they said, which is so unfair for France. Poor France. But like,
So many of these
it is what
Argentinian
it is.
fans.
It was
Yeah.
the final was Lionel Messi versus Mbappe, pretty much.
Yeah. It was a great,
Yeah,
great
it
setup.
was a
Great.
great setup, great game.
All the
Um,
fans got what they paid for.
oh yeah, for
You know what I
sure,
mean?
for
They
sure.
all got what they paid for.
And then post game, if you guys can go back and watch this, two things or a few things that I noticed were number one, the golden glove of the Argentinian player literally,
For the goalie. I
you
have a
know,
photo of it. I have
there
a
there was
photo.
a there was a Portuguese meme that I read on that same video, and it said, "We all have that one friend that doesn't know how to act
Yeah.
proper in public."
When I saw when that happened, I had my in-laws down here, and then we were the four of us were just watching the game. And then
Mhm.
when that happened, I looked at my wife, and my wife bursted out into laughter. My in-laws were not impressed, but me and my wife were just dying of laughter. So
Well,
the
to be honest, like, come on, dude. Like, you just won the World Cup, and that's what you do. That's what you're gonna be known for.
it is
God,
totally
you know,
unprofessional.
like,
Totally unprofessional. And what doesn't help is the award is literally a glove.
yeah,
Like it's a glove.
yeah,
So I'm gonna show the photo and his face, and it is the funniest. I don't know if you can see that. Look at the
yeah.
Saudi.
He's got the glove like that. Yeah,
Look at the Qatar. Look at the Qatarian guy. Like he's
the
so mad.
president of Qatar in
Like
front of
he's
the
so.
president. Yeah, I'm not fucking impressed here.
Oops. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I don't know. But so that kind of shows you how eccentric and how crazy these Argentinian guys would have celebrated or
Yeah,
are celebrating.
the streets of Buenos Aires were
Were
jam
packed,
packed.
packed.
Yeah, yeah,
It was like as
yeah.
if
It was
I don't know if
beautiful.
yeah, I don't know
I
if
just have nothing else to say about that but being beautiful.
yeah,
And then
I
there
don't know
was
if sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I know
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know if you anyone has remembers how when the Raptors won the 2019 NBA final, how like the streets were like packed. Like I don't want to
Packed.
compare it, but I mean that's really the only thing we got in recent years that is like
Yeah,
filled
comparison. Yeah,
masses and masses of people. Yeah,
yeah.
Buenos Aires was
Yeah.
masses and masses of people.
Well, when Argentina won the semifinals,
Yeah,
there were the streets. So Lionel Messi's grandma lives in this small
I
little
saw
apartment.
I saw that
Okay,
video.
you saw
Yeah,
that? It was the cutest thing. And she's out in the window and she's like, "What the hell is all this noise?" And there's a whole fucking
crowd.
street
Yeah,
crowd around her street chanting out Messi's
chanting
name
out
to his
Messi's grandma,
grandmother at the
Messi's
window who's
grandma.
going
Yeah,
like, "Okay, thank
yeah,
you. Oh, that's nice. Bye
yeah.
bye."
It was really cute. It was really
It was
cute.
so cute.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, that was, like I had tears in my eyes there, knowing that Messi has admitted that this is his last World Cup too. So like a little
yeah.
bit of teary-eyed there for
Yeah.
him too, like
He
and
did mention he wants to play still a couple of games uh
internationally, but World Cup
international,
wise, yeah.
but I for to be part of another major competition like this, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
He's gonna obviously dress with the three stars,
Which
and
as he should end it like this. He ended up on the top in the top of
on the
his
top.
career. That's it.
But the world rankings just came out,
Oh fuck.
Do you want me to tell you? Maybe like the top.
What in the fucking bullshit do they do now? Again, go ahead.
So I'm just gonna hit you straight. I'm just gonna hit
Yeah.
you straight.
Yeah.
Brazil is number one.
Okay. Okay.
Argentina is number two. France
Oh,
is number three. Belgium is number four. And so this is like this is the
Belgium?
score. This Belgium is number four.
Belgium over Portugal and Spain?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Portugal is number 9 and Spain is number 10.
Okay. I have a big problem with that.
Yeah, I have so there's a couple of reasons. Where is it? Brazil won 3 matches in Qatar before failing to Croatia on penalties, while Argentina won 4 games in regulation and on 2 penalties after losing its opening. Blah blah blah. Whatever. There's a reason. There's a reason here. Oh, France or Argentina would have surpassed Brazil had Sunday's final been decided within the allotted 120 minutes.
That's so
But
ridiculous.
but but since since shootout victories, so penalty shots, are worth fewer points than a regulation win, according to FIFA's calculations, Brazil's place on top of the rankings was assured when extra time was over at the state. Okay, so yeah.
This is where I'm going to say is bullshit. The number one thing I learned this World Cup is not to underestimate the power of a fucking goalie.
Oh yeah.
That's the one thing I learned about this fucking World Cup is to never underestimate the power a goalie has. Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, it's infuriated me, okay, how the soccer federation treats goalies in
Oh
terms
yeah.
of awards.
Yeah.
They're like dirt. Let me explain something to the soccer federation. You can have the best strikers in the world, okay? But if you got a shit goalie, there's no fucking point because he's just going to let all the fucking goals in and you're going to lose.
Let it out,
And the
Leslie. Let it
person
out.
with the better goalie is going to win
Yep.
with the shittier strikers.
Yeah. Yeah, the goalies are always looked at secondhand, right? Even in every sport
The
for some
reason
odd reason.
Argentina won yesterday was thanks to their goalie.
Did you see that one stop where that French guy had a breakaway and he stuck his leg out? It was literally close to the end of the regulation time, like, or the extra time, and it bounced off his leg and went out. Heart attack.
Great shots by these strikers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the goalie
I know.
was what made or break that game. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
FIFA, you're stupid for ranking them that way.
Yeah, I don't understand. I still have to look into as to how
That's
FIFA
so
ranks
fucking
their
stupid.
games.
Fuck FIFA, man.
Yeah.
You know what? And
Yeah.
like, I just get so angry with the whole fucking organization. It just boils me. It bubbles. Oh, it boils me, Louis.
So
It boils
if you
me.
want me to add to that fire, the
Yeah.
US overtook Mexico as the highest CONCACAF rated nation. They
Even though
moved in
Canada finished in first place.
Yeah, they moved three places to 13th, while Mexico dropped to 15th, and Canada, because they did such a good job at the World Cup, somehow plummeted to 53rd. So Canada's in 50 is ranked 53rd in what, 125, I think it
I'm
is.
just gonna tell you something. There's a reason I don't even bother looking at the fucking rankings.
It's just ridiculous.
It because in 4 years, their entire teams change.
Yeah.
And I in 4 years, here's what I know. France will still have Mbappe.
Oh yeah. France will
Okay.
probably be number 1 at that point again.
The only competition Mbappe has is Erling Haaland, who plays for Man
Oh,
City.
Mr. Eyebrows?
Do you they're like he's 2 years younger than Mbappe. So Mbappe turns 24 tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Erling Haaland is 22.
Okay.
And this year he's already scored more goals than Mbappe.
The only problem is I like he'll be a great competition for Mbappe in the club setting.
He'll never
In
be
the club setting.
competition in an international setting
No, because
because
he's from Norway.
Norway never makes it to the World Cup.
Never.
But who
Never.
knows? Maybe with him now they will.
Oh well, I mean, yeah, he
Anything's
would have been.
possible.
Yeah, he would have
Anything's
been.
possible. Morocco made it that far.
How old is
Anything's
this guy?
fucking possible.
This guy's
How
22 years old.
I told you he's 22. He's 2 years younger than Mbappe.
Yeah, he looks like a
And
monster.
let's talk about Mbappe genes. His younger brother just got signed to PSG too.
As well. Mm.
He was in the crowd. Saw that.
Of
His
course.
dad, his mom is like a handball star. She's
Oh,
just one of,
really?
yeah, and his dad is his sports agent, and he's into like the sports federation and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
like he has no choice but to play good soccer.
Poor guy. Poor kid. He's got to
Yeah.
follow. He's gonna follow in his brother's. Like he's gonna be under his brother's shadow for a long time.
Well, look at fucking Paul Pogba's brother. It followed in his
He has a
fucking,
brother.
yeah. That also he plays in Italy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Pogba's up there in age too, though, isn't he? Isn't he like in his early
yeah.
30s?
He didn't come to the World Cup.
Mm. I was saying like I wouldn't have imagined there being a lot of celebrity or a lot of like other stars at the World Cup, which is really weird because they showed Ibrahimovic for some odd reason he was there.
I love
Um,
him.
but I
I
don't think
fucking love that guy.
I don't think a lot of celebrities went because of their whole like protest against Qatar, right? So I feel like it would be good PR for nobody to kind of go, or
Yeah,
they probably went, but like weren't part of like the regular crowd. They'd probably be like in one of their box, hidden up in the corner,
yeah.
or But yeah, Ibrahimovic
Beckham
was
made it
there.
there, but he got
Well,
paid.
Beckham's an ambassador. He has to be there. You know what
He
I
got
mean?
paid how much for that bullshit?
Like a fucking five
Quarter
hundred
of a
million
billion
dollars,
dollars for it.
quarter of
Like
a billion.
it was kind of,
Yeah, yeah.
you
I don't
know,
know.
he literally, I think it was like $300 million he got paid just to be the ambassador for Qatar.
I was watching this week tonight with what's his name? Something Oliver. I forgot what his name
Oh
is.
yeah,
And he mentions that they paid Beckham so much money to be
he hates
one of the
Ronaldo too.
ambassadors. Of course he does. Um,
All the
and
British do.
and all of his like promotional videos like that he did of like he went to like these different like fish markets, and he went to the desert, and he did a bunch of like things like Qatari
Yeah,
people would do, and he
yeah.
just kept saying the same things over and over again. Oh, I love a fish market.
Oh
Oh, I
yeah,
love
yeah,
sitting out here in the desert.
yeah.
Oh, I love this. But he kept saying the same thing, how he loved
What
doing
else are you gonna
what he was
fucking
doing.
say when you're in the most controversial country in the world?
Exactly, exactly. He just kept saying, "Oh, I love this. This is what I." It became more and more awkward because he was literally sitting in a tent in the desert
Yeah,
at night with like five different like strange people and his translator, and he's like,
yeah.
"Oh, there's nothing more than I love than to sit around and eat food." And this moment is so enjoying, like, and it's like
Well,
so
it
awkward,
is.
but
Well,
whatever. The World Cup is ended. Everybody can go back
and the
into
last thing I
their
wanted to note about the post game was Mbappe.
yes,
Mbappe got the golden boot, meaning he was the best player of
the top scorer.
top scorer of that game. He's
He
actually
scored
the top.
4 goals, man,
Yeah, and he's
in
the top.
one game.
Yeah, he's the top scorer actually of the tournament,
Yes, yes.
and that's why he won the boot. And
How
so
many did he
here's
score?
where I explained, huh? Yeah,
How many did he score?
I think it was a total of 8 or 9 goals.
Uh, so yeah, 8 goals after the end of regulation plus the penalty. Yeah, so 9 goals.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So this is a very prestigious award, guys. Like to be the top scorer of an entire World Cup tournament, it's quite incredible. Uh, not many who have ever played soccer can say that,
Yeah.
right? It's a very rare award. So here he is picking up that award and he can't muster one fucking smile, man.
Yeah, he was
It just goes to
very
show you he gave two shits about his own accolades,
yeah.
his own achievements. He didn't give a flying fuck about how this was good for his career. He wanted that cup for the
That
country.
cup. Yeah. Yeah, he
And
totally
that's
wanted it.
just what goes back to a couple of episodes, I think, ago that I explained. When you're a hockey fan or you're a football fan or you're any other sports fan, okay? It's so different than when it's World Cup.
Yeah.
Like your whole heart and being, the patriotism is there. Literally, I love the Leafs. I will always be a Leaf fan. I love my hockey, but I won't cry for them.
Never. I'll bitch about them, but I'd
I
never
was
cry.
so happy about the Raptors winning. I'm from Toronto, born and raised, very proud Torontonian over here, but I ain't crying no fucking tears
No
for
way. It's
them
different.
when they
Yeah.
win. But you get World Cup there. I cried for Canada.
Yeah.
I cried for Portugal. I just you literally so invested. I can't. I just man.
It's like a
It's a
national thing,
different
right? That's
level.
the
It's more
yeah,
than
it's a
just the
national
sport,
thing.
man. It is. It's just so much more than just the
It's like a
sport.
pride. It's like a pride thing, and
Yeah.
it's like when your nation gets, gets eliminated or loses badly, or it kind of affects your sense of patriotism towards your country, right?
Yeah.
Like same thing with me. Like when Peru fell off through the qualifiers, it was like like not offensive. I wouldn't use the word offensive, but it hit me like it's like, oh God, like guys, like it's disappointing. You feel the disappointment differently, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, I
Yeah. It's
totally
very
understand what you mean.
different. Very different. It's heartbreaking. It's so
Mhm.
heartbreaking. So heartbreaking.
Yeah,
And I'm a Leaf fan. I'm used to losing.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
used to letting my heart be broken, right? Portugal has never won a World Cup,
you've
but
made
we've
it
won one
close.
Euro. We won a Euro.
Yeah,
We've been close quite a few times to winning a World Cup, but never won it.
and then we get to relive all of the heartbreak in 4 years.
Two for me and you.
Oh yeah, because the Copa
Copa
America,
America
which
and
which I heard the Copa America is going to be in the States. The Copa America is going to be in the States because it was supposed to be in Ecuador, and Ecuador's like, fuck that, we don't want to host it. So it's going to be in the States again. And um they're inviting so they're inviting USA, Mexico, and Canada to come and participate in the Copa America.
yeah, I have a beef with FIFA again about this next World Cup
Oh,
and
the
who's
World Cup?
hosting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and who's hosting. I think it's bullshit that it's Canada, US, and Mexico. There will only be two games played in Canada, one in Toronto and one in BC. There will be four games played in Mexico
yeah,
and all the rest in the U fucking
in the
S.
US, in the US. The
So
final's going to be
okay,
like in Miami.
let's be realistic here. Does Canada really need the US or Mexico to host a World Cup? We don't. We need four stadiums.
A minimum? Is that a minimum?
That's what happened in Portugal when they hosted the Euro.
Okay.
They small tiny country hosted the fucking Euro.
Yeah.
Tiny fucking bumfuck Idaho of Portugal hosted the whole Euro with four beautiful stadiums.
But I think the Euro is different. Like for the World Cup, I remember they needed like 8.
Okay, so we need eight stadiums. Okay,
Yeah.
let's look at your map geographically behind you there, Canada. Okay,
This one, right?
yeah, yeah.
This one?
So
Canada.
the top, no, that's South America. The
This
top,
one right
okay.
here. This one right here.
Most
Not that.
populated, no,
No.
most populated provinces are BC, Alberta, Toronto, and sorry, Toronto, Ontario. Oh my God,
Toronto.
that was such a Torontonian thing to say. Ontario and Quebec. Okay.
People in Goderich, Ontario. I was like, excuse me?
Yeah, of course. Toronto thinks they are Canada. Yeah, we do
Yeah.
kind of. Well, sorry, we are. Anyhow, so you've got those four most populated provinces with a shitload of fucking land. Okay. We've got a ever evolving soccer league that just
Oh,
keeps getting better and better
yeah.
and better.
The Canadian Premier League.
Okay. So build, you already have a beautiful stadium in BC, build one in Calgary. Okay.
Fix Toronto's because I think
Big
BMO
one in
Field.
Edmonton.
I
They
think
are
BMO
fixing
Field
Toronto's.
is,
They're adding
but
some.
it's so ugly.
Yeah, it is.
I think BMO Field
So
is so
renovate
ugly.
BMO Field. Yeah, I
Yes,
agree. Renovate the BMO Field. So build one in BC.
they have one.
So they have one, yeah. So BC, so Vancouver, okay, Calgary, Edmonton, okay,
Yeah,
Toronto, okay, Montreal and Quebec City,
yeah.
or
That's
Montreal and Ottawa, okay, the capital. Yeah, I know. Well, there's nothing there anyways. It would bring tourism.
It's already the nation's capital. They already got tourism for that crap.
Yeah, and it's only
Boring.
the nation's capital because the queen looked at a painting and said it was pretty. Okay, that's the capital. It's the only
Yeah.
reason it's the capital.
Well, I think
Anyhow,
there's some strategic, but anyways, yeah.
it really wasn't.
Uh, yeah,
So
yeah. I don't know.
you've got six stadiums there in nobody, let's be honest, nobody watches fucking soccer in Saskatchewan. Nobody wants to go there.
Yeah.
Manitoba, same thing. Okay. So if you are a soccer
What a
fan
Red
from
Deer.
Saskatchewan or Manitoba, if you're in Manitoba, you could just hippity scotch your way to fucking Calgary or Edmonton.
Yeah.
If you're from Saskatchewan, you can hippity scotch yourself way to Ontario and Quebec.
Yeah.
Okay. So divide, like the World Cup was divided in two sets, you can divide that and host it in Canada.
Yeah.
Without spending a gazillion dollars and just renovating what you already have.
Yeah,
But
I
will
think
they
it's
do that?
bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Because it's fucking, what's the point of having fucking two games in Canada?
Because the greenback means more. You know what I mean?
Just two.
I know. I am really disappointed, that
Fuck that.
yeah,
Like bullshit. That's
I
such
don't even I
bullshit.
don't even understand why, like, even Mexico is only getting 4.
Right? And they're a huge, they're the soccer nation out of these three countries.
Mhm. Yeah, I even like, justify Mexico. It's like, why are you putting 80% of the games in the States? 80%. Oh, because it's the modern world. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, there's enough infrastructure in places like here or in Mexico that can, support your FIFA, regulated rules.
Yep.
And it's like, I don't know. I don't. It's
Yep.
just really really frustrating when you want to
We
see
have enough hotels
superstars
everywhere.
come. Exactly. You want to see
Everywhere.
we want to see the superstars come and perform,
Yeah.
but it's like, no, 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 no. We're just going to keep it to the States because, the States
And
is
let's
the
be honest,
States.
Canada, although we have a lot less population than the US, we have a lot more tourism than the
Yes.
US does. People
Really?
come to Canada. Yeah. People love coming to Canada. They love for the nature of Canada. That's what they come to tourism for,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially BC, Whistler. Like Californians all go to BC
They come
for
up.
skiing because it's cheaper than Aspen,
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like they Ryan Reynolds lives in BC, like
Oh,
with
yeah.
his
Of course he does.
yeah, right. I mean, like you don't see Ryan Gosling living in fucking Ontario.
Oh, Ryan Gosling, no, it's California kid.
Yeah, he's no longer Canadian. That guy is de-Canadian himself.
Yeah, he
Um,
doesn't care.
yeah, no, there's a reason Ryan Reynolds is the most beloved Canadian next to Jim Carrey
Well, he
and
wants to
Mike
buy
Myers.
Ottawa now
Yeah, the
or be an
Senators.
owner. Yeah,
So
be a
he's
part owner.
already got a soccer team. Now he wants to buy a hockey team.
I don't know. He just wants more money.
You know
He just
what?
wants.
I think what he's doing is he doesn't want to act for the rest of his life. So now he's going to look for ways to invest his money that can make him money,
Yeah, yeah,
right? And he's smart.
yeah. And the how like the popularity of Wrexham has kind of like pushed him, I guess, to like gain a little more from that. So he wants
Yeah.
to break out into
He
the NHL.
definitely has the best platform to publicize these teams.
Yeah, yeah.
Because up until him, nobody knew who Wexham was.
Wrexham. Yeah, it was just some
I
like
was like, ah,
I think they
whoa.
were like they were like in the, sorry, my Alexa just activated. It scared the crap out of me. And she's like, "Sorry, I don't know that one." I was like, "What the hell are you talking about, Alexa? I should unplug that thing, fucking monster." But yeah, guys. So, what do you think about this World Cup?
I loved and hated it at the same
I know
time.
it perfectly defined the drama and the ups and downs of what soccer can be. And at the end
I
of it,
hated that it was France and Argentina at the end because, of course, I'm Portuguese and this is the
I
bias in me
loved it.
talking.
I loved
Okay,
it.
I
Yeah,
know, of
I loved
course.
it.
Like I'm Portuguese. You can't blame me. It's the bias in me, right?
Yeah.
Um, I did love that it was such a beautiful fucking game. It's like what soccer's supposed to be, such a
Yes.
beautiful, talented humans playing
Yeah.
like soccer in a way that hasn't been played in a very fucking long time.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful, 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 beautiful to see. I hated that it was held in Qatar. I hated the whole fucking bullshit that this fucking country even gets any exposure, never mind this much exposure.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and I'm not being racist, people. I just don't like the fucking the the human rights
The
scandals
human
that
rights.
are going on. You
Yeah,
know, the
that's
6,500 people that have died because the Qatar government couldn't fucking give them decent human rights to build these stadiums.
yeah.
So that's what I hated about it. I loved watching these great players come on the stage for the very last time.
Yeah.
And it just broke
I
my
look.
heart. I cry
Yeah.
for so many different reasons, you know.
Yeah.
And then I had a happy tear cry, and this is where my happy tear cry came in yesterday. Ronaldo, he came on his social media platform and did probably the most beautiful um eulogy. I don't know, eulogy is not the right word because he's not dead. I guess
No one's dead.
um
Yeah.
yeah, commentary towards Messi from
Oh,
one
okay.
goat to another.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just so fucking fantastic. It's in Portuguese, and so translating it is going to
It's
take away
a
from
little
it.
tough. Yeah.
It's not hard to translate. What it
No,
is,
it's but it's
it'll
just
take away a
the
lot of meaning. It'll lose meaning in its translation of its beauty, and I don't want to do that.
yeah.
So basically, I'm just generalizing what he said. He said it was the perfect ending to this World Cup.
Yeah.
Um, and that he not only respected and loved Messi's career and um, and his goals, but he currently at that moment was standing and respecting and loving him with a standing ovation.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm like, he was being his biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
And I can totally respect that because it's coming from one goat to another,
Yeah.
right? And you can't and I'll be honest, the only rivalry that exists between Messi and Ronaldo on who's the GOAT and all this fucking bullshit are the fans, are the shitty fans.
Yeah. The fans that
Pretty
don't
much.
understand, the fans that don't,
No,
they just hear one thing and just kind of run with it,
no.
as opposed to really like find out what their stats are
If
and
you're a
yeah,
true, it doesn't even matter the stats. You have to see those players because Ronaldo has way higher stats than Messi on some things, and Messi's got other stats that are higher than Ronaldo on others.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can't go tit for tat on who the GOAT is with these two, because these two are very different players and both brilliant in the way they play the game.
Yeah.
Messi's his own magic, Ronaldo's his own magic. Okay.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
can't take away from both.
Yeah.
I'm happy it went to Messi because Mbappe's already got one,
Yeah.
a well-deserved one. Okay. Messi's got one. I'm heartbroken that Ronaldo
Yeah.
didn't get one.
Yeah.
He's got a Euro.
I I really, from this World Cup, yeah, I agree that a lot of the political things really overshadowed it. But for
Yeah,
the
that's
sport
another thing I hated
itself,
about it. Yeah.
so what I really liked for the sport itself is the fact that there was so many ups and downs. There's like, small countries were able to like defeat the giants like that you thought were gonna be, just come in and just kind of clean house and just kind of, steamroll over countries like Morocco, countries like Korea. I mean, Korea's been kind of afloat, but like countries like Japan, and it's like all these, like Senegal, like all these countries that you would assume would just show up just for like a participation ribbon, which is practically what they got. But I mean, they put on a show, and it was truly what soccer or football truly is, right? Like, don't give up on the underdog. Like, they can kind of sneak out of nowhere, and all these guys are so properly trained now, and it just to me, it just elevated the sport to what it's become, and it was incredible. Every little, even like the boring matches that I would claim, oh, they're fucking boring, like whatever, nothing happened. They ended 0-0 in the group stages, whatever, 1-0, whatever, boring match. But there were still little moments of spectacle within those matches. But yeah, I loved it. I love that all these nations came together and were able to kind of, I don't want to say sweep under the rug because that sounds incorrect to say, but we're able to play the sport and focus on the sport. Now, for me, with the whole, uh, the whole controversy behind it, the talk shouldn't stop. Like, they should still continue to talk about what went on behind the scenes and kind of fix it. you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
like like yeah, like don't stop talking just because the tournament is over. What does that mean? Tournament's over.
Yeah.
You still have the
A-
aftermath, right?
Yeah. And you still have two referees who were who have been proven to be extremely corrupt that shouldn't have been there in the first place because they already were suspended previously,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There are so many things that FIFA needs to fix about getting fair tournaments.
But yeah, guys, like I hope that the world realizes and kind of fixes itself. I mean, for it to fix itself is kind of a far-fetched comment, but yeah, this whole like, because this World Cup was the biggest World Cup in terms of budget, blew all these other World Cups out of the water by billions. Um and all because of like the slave labor and all that crap. Like, it's just, I hope that somehow FIFA realizes that they gotta, they gotta clean themselves up. Julian Infantino came in with this whole like new, yeah, I know, he came in with the promise of cleaning house, and it's become kind of, it's kind of become a lot of the same. All the suits, all the, like, at the end when they were showing like the awards for like, the Golden Glove and Golden Boot and stuff, all these like suit guys came out. They look like mob bosses coming out onto the field. Like, who are these guys? You know what I mean? One of them was sweaty, like the president of Argentina was like covered in sweat.
Okay. The current just to add on to what you just said about and what I wrote about FIFA being corrupt, make no mistake, guys. This current president is not in there to clean up FIFA. He is just as corrupt as Seth Blatter. I've seen it. I see the way he organized this specific World Cup when he admitted that he was adding all that extra stoppage time in the beginning, like 15 fucking minutes, right? Because he said the people were paying to get entertained, right? Where's the
Yeah.
respect for the players? Who fucking needs to be playing 150 minutes?
But I totally get it. How are players going to be playing 120 plus minutes and like for what? For what? Like just end like I don't know. I get it because it adds more drama, but like for the sake of the players, you're gonna add more drama.
Okay, he stepped down. I was writing all of this down. He stepped down because the current president of FIFA, who was also running for the next presidency, wasn't even campaigning.
That's
That's
right.
just to show you
And
how.
yeah, and he's like, how is so this is when Sepp Blatter was still. He's like,
Yep.
yeah, Sepp
And
Blatter
then
wasn't campaigning. Yeah.
he
And so
wasn't
he
campaigning. And then 3 months later, after Seth Blatter won, because the other two candidates were forced out,
yeah.
what's the point of fucking wasting all this money on a campaign?
Yeah, I remember that. He was first to resign because he thought there was something going on. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening to us kind of say our piece about Leslie apparently is saying F you. But but yes, thank you guys for tuning in with us. Be sure to maybe listen to us. We're probably gonna do a Euro, more than likely, probably gonna do a Copa America one. Maybe. Let's see what happens. Yes. No, she's saying no. She's saying heavy no. Um, but yeah, thank you for listening to us say our piece. We hope you guys enjoyed our ramblings at some point, and feel free to like and share this video. Go Peru. Yeah, okay. Go Portugal. Um, no, Porto. Okay. The Club World Cup apparently is going to happen, so should pay attention to the Club World Cup. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. When we're Chile and Porto. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really
Thanks for
appreciate
tuning
it.
in, guys. Love you guys.
Oh,
I'm sorry about the noise, but when it's off, I'll put it on.
perfect.
But
Take
maybe
care.
Lewis likes me better muted.
I mean, bye, guys.
Bye,
Thanks
guys.
for tuning in.